Dude, I don't even know how to start this shit. It's weird talking to nobody and saying, hello. Hey, hey, what's up? Literally no one. Fucking.
Hello, net denizen.
What up? Shadowy figure in the corner of my room.
Assigned FBI agent.
No, this is episode 2 of
Culture.
Void. I am your host, Garbaggio Garbage, and I'm joined by Kabuto.
Back it up! Back it up!
Today, electronic music producer, DJ, and all-around good fella.
My business card does state.
That's bone. And the lettering
It's got
is something
eggshell.
called
It's eggshell white, too. Embossed text. And we're hanging out today, and we're going to be talking about some stuff, some music. Burn After Reading, the movie by the Coen brothers. 2008, is that right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, that was off top. Damn, I'm
The
good.
one good thing Obama gave us.
Yeah, I don't even know. What did Obama give me? Obama didn't give me anything.
Yeah, it's like having divorced parents.
Can't wait to edit
At
that out of the
Christmas.
podcast to not divide the audience. I'm going to leave the not divide the audience part in, too.
Divided together.
leave them scratching their heads. Yeah, man. So I guess this is like the format I've been starting with is just gonna ask you a few questions about like your process, what inspires you, kind of music you make. Like we'll start off like real simple. Like so what kind of music do you make? And where'd you get started doing it?
I would call it like 90s dance revival is kind of what I'm going for, but since I'm somewhat incompetent and inconsistent, it kind of turns into its own thing, which I think everyone does as they make more things. That's what having your own style is, in my opinion, is actually failing to recreate the shit that inspires you.
Yo, I feel that so much though because there's so many tracks, especially like in the early learning process. Because I'm still like obviously in the learning process myself of making music, where I try and emulate something, and it wouldn't always sound like what I was emulating, but I did get some interesting results. I feel like I learned more about chord structure and like progression that way than I did like elsewhere.
Hard studying theory and stuff. Yeah,
Shit does nothing for me, man.
I think that's a very underutilized technique. Like, for anyone out there that also makes music or wants to make music, especially in the electronic sphere, because it's going to be a while until you know your tools, just trying to cover songs that you really like is a really good way to get out of like a non-creative funk. I've done that multiple times. I usually don't release them. But also like when I do bootlegs and stuff, that's usually what it is. It's like, I don't want to write anything. I'm literally just going to ruin this person's song.
I'm gonna fuck this up. Look out. Everyone out of the fucking way.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's like whenever there's, I guess it's usually called writer's block, but
No, man, I was just
for me,
feeling
it's
that.
more of like a funk. Like I'm just like, God, I'm horrible at this. What am I doing?
Dude,
I spend all this money on gear. And then you just rip someone off and it's okay.
Dude, I was thinking about this earlier because I was like, I had that same thought process this week where I was like, man, I am just shit at making music, and then I was like, actually, I'm God.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know if you've ever
It's
seen
either
that
fucking little.
meme. It's like your two moods as an artist, and it's Bart Simpson when he's like
Bro.
2 years old, banging the pots and pans, singing "I Am So Great," and him like depressed in a corner.
For me, it's Little B's In Down Bad from White Flame and Little B's I'm God.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if you do, but I definitely listen to my own shit way too much.
Dude, believe me. I'm like, not even again, I probably said this the first episode, but a lot of making music for me is like, I'm kind of just making music that I want to listen to, or I think I want to listen to.
Fully agree.
And most of the times that I do that, that's right, I said it. I get good results. It seems like people seem to, click with it. The more I enjoy it, the more others seem to enjoy it, at least.
I've witnessed very similar things.
Yeah, I mean,
in
you're
terms of my
operating
metrics.
on a different level, again, from me, in my opinion. Like, I still feel like not the weakest link. I won't say that. But the most out of his depth in Scum Tapes, so like the association of Scum Tapes, because like I don't know how long you been making tunes.
6 years.
Whew, dang. I've only, let's see.
My output is not that high though. That's the thing, because I get into these weird. It's better now.
How many deleted tracks do you have? How many? If you had to guesstimate, how many do you think you deleted?
Probably around 30.
Over 100 for me, easy.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, do you mean
like
I just meant
removed
off of
from-
SoundCloud?
yeah. I mean, like just removed from like deleted off of SoundCloud.
Yeah, as I said, I'm not that prolific. Like, I wish I was
I used
more
to just like put shit up, dude. Like just actual, just like it was before I had any conceptual understanding of music. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no,
like,
I had some dog shit uploaded that I was proud of, and I'm glad that I'm no longer proud of that, because obviously, you know, that means you're progressing. And,
yeah.
But I still have it saved because I don't ever want to like lose that point of reference.
I think I have one law. I think I have. Oh fuck! No, I found the laptop, dude. I've been trying to get on Fruity Loops, right?
Mhm.
I found my laptop from 2016, and it's got
Oh,
that,
shit.
and it's got all my first songs on it, dude. Holy shit!
Hell yeah.
I bet, dude. I
should
bet
cherish that shit.
I'm gonna open that computer up, dude, and I'm gonna find like just hundreds of samples that I didn't like, dude.
Yep.
I have known how to like find a good sample for so long, right? But it wasn't until like the last year and a half that I could identify a sample and then like consistently flip it. You know what I mean? Like really
Yeah.
cleanly, like make it into a real hip hop song.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to find shit and be like, oh, this is sick. Like I would always I was really into Bronson in like 2016. And like Alchemist style beats.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I have a lot of samples like that. I'm excited. Thank you for reminding me about that.
Hey, no worries. I'm all about the file.
So
data
you're
hoarding.
involved with Fabicom. Fabicom?
Favicon, yeah, to a degree.
Are you associated? Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so that was very interesting. Kind of how this all. I'll just give like a quick timeline of kind of what happened in, I think 2017. Mom's kind of hit me up and took an interest in my stuff that I was making, which I was very appreciative of. But I was having some issues with like the quality of my work back then, so I didn't really interact with anyone at that point. I was kind of very wary of the like follower dynamic between myself and him at the time, so I didn't want to seem like I was like, oh hey yo, can you keep promoting my stuff, like
yo dude
yeah, just like latching on or whatever. So I just kept my distance, probably to a bit of a weird degree. Him and I have talked about it before.
Dude,
It's not really a big deal, but what ended up happening was through that I'll share an anecdote quickly. Very ironically, something about Vancouver, where I live, through Moms is how I met Gigi Mothra, who actually at the time lived in my city, and we both have similar interests, both make somewhat similar music, and the city is so dysfunctional. Yes, huge shout out to Gigi. The city is so dysfunctional, there was zero chance I would ever meet him if not through a random man in Europe.
Isn't that fucking wild? That's fucking
Like,
the internet's
That's
sick,
what
dude.
this place is like. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what the internet's
and that's
supposed to
something
be
else
for.
I've talked about in the group chat a couple of times, is like just the coincidences and the degrees between people that we all collectively have at this point is kind of staggering.
It's pretty
It
fucking
really
bizarre.
throws me for a loop sometimes.
Yeah, dude, because the first interaction I ever had with like Moms or Axel was like on Axel's EP Trash something. Fuck, it's a really I'll look up the name. It's a fucking awesome EP.
Yes,
Also, shout out to 5027.
of course. King among men.
An absolute king. He's deep within the King's Court. Yeah, Trash Day. Dude, fucking phenomenal album. But I think a bunch of people were like, yo, sick Mac DeMarco sample, dude. But it's a Shigeo
Oh, no.
Sakito sample from like the ambient album. And, that's what built the bridge. And then somehow Doc started talking to Moms. I think I was posting Moms' shit in Doc's Discord, and then fucking like, he reached out for some music for a video. And then it all just kind of congealed. I don't know. This is like, dude, I feel like I'm actually a part of something, and that's pretty exciting. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to feel like you're on a good team.
Yeah, and it's not like...
It's not bullshit. It feels real.
Some weird businessy thing.
Extremely non-transactional.
Just promoting each other's
Just
shit
guys
and
being
trying to
dudes.
get
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
Yeah, exactly.
What's better
But
than this?
yeah, so after that, I ended up getting into, I forget what it was called. It was like the weird jungle server. I think it was just called Jungles.
Was it
Pretty
9/11?
much a dead server now. No, it was a different server. It had like ontology and
Okay.
Macchios in it and shit.
So many
A bunch
name
of the
drops
new
tonight, dude. So many name
SoundCloud
drops.
junglists. But again, I felt a little weird in there because this was still a time where I wasn't very confident in what I was making. But I ended up meeting a very, very nice dude named Tommy Badman in there.
Great name.
And then he's a great dude. He's been nothing but kind to me. Really respect the man. He literally does not use social media until he has an event to promote, and then he recreates his Facebook, promos his event, and then shuts it all down. He has like a flip phone from 2006.
King. Absolutely.
Huge respect to that dude.
King behavior.
But he ended up asking me to make a song for the Jungle to Jungle Save the Jungle compilation album. So I did that, whipped something up in like 2 weeks. One of my better tracks, honestly, I still think to this day, but it was mastered pretty badly if I'm going to be critical of it.
Hell yeah.
But he loved it, and then we started chatting a little bit, and he invited me to go to Bangface. He was going to get me a ticket for no reason.
What is Bangface for?
It is the breakcore alternative hard electronic music
Dude, this is the
festival.
other
It's
thing.
like home for breakcore. and all that
Gotcha.
shit.
I'm, like,
People
so-
worldwide make the trek out there, and I've always wanted to go. But now I basically had no reason not to, because he was offering to buy me a ticket. So
Was
I
it-
said, to hell with internet safety, everything I've learned. And I booked a flight to meet a random dude out in England.
You flew to fucking
and-
England?
Yes, sir.
God
This
damn.
was-
That had to have been fucking a blast, dude.
It was great, except the timeline at this point, when this was after a year of being in that jungle server. So this was late 2019. I did that song. Bangface was in March of 2020.
Whoa. So
So-
you were just on the cusp of that.
Literally, as
shutdown.
I was at Bangface, the world was ending.
Fuck, dude. Damn. That must have been existential.
It was pretty crazy, but I was just like, you know what? My phone is off. I'm chilling. Don't care. So when I was there, Tommy introduced me to Shoebill, who started Favicon. We chatted a little bit, not too much. I was kind of a little bit overwhelmed in that whole situation. Didn't really know what was happening at any moment. It was great exercise for me because my life was a bit too rigid and pretty messed up at that point. So that was a great release. But yeah, met Shoebill there. Really nice guy. As Bangface was done, literally as I was waiting for my flight home, Canada put out like a state of emergency and told everybody abroad to get home. I was not sure if I was even going to be able to make it home. I may
Oops,
have
you live in
stranded
England now.
England. Yeah, which might not have been the worst in all honesty, but yeah, so that was basically the timeline for that. And then in May, Shoebill reached out to see if I was interested in doing another compilation album.
Is this the Night of
which I
Fire?
said yes. This was the other one, the
That Night of
Favicon
Fire
Volume
track.
1.
I fucking love that Night of Fire track.
Hey,
dude.
I'm glad.
That
Thank you.
shit's
I've
so fucking
worked
good. Run to that, dude.
insanely hard on that. That was like 7 months.
Bro, I want to get into that headspace of like I'm like really trying to lean into learning to do better jungle, like really like longer tracks.
Just become very obsessed and also have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, I have focus issues. You know what I mean? I'm like the kind of guy that like
I
the
feel
SP
you.
is really good for me. Like I've had a lot of people like on ADD medicine be like, yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why did nobody ever put you on that shit? Like, because I'm
Mhm.
just fucking all over the place with like. When I'm working, it's like I'm fucking project to project to project to project, just like on a loop, sometimes switching mediums, you know what I mean? Just because, like, just
For what it's worth, I am almost the exact same way, and I don't think I have similar focus issues. There's just too much to do.
There's just too much.
And there's not enough time at all.
I do. That's the attitude of not enough time is so dangerous, because I've had that sort of like, oh, I'm running out of time. Like,
I don't mean in that way. I just mean I don't think the human lifespan is enough for me to be as proficient in all of the things I would like to be proficient in. Like, there's just
you
not
can't be
enough.
the Renaissance man you want to be.
yeah, not like, oh, my life's over when I'm 35. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, that's fucking.
I just mean, like, I want to be a master in Blender. I still want to learn how to draw, get into video editing more, get even better at the music thing.
Dude,
there's just all this shit
feel that
I always want to do.
I'm working on learning programming right now. I don't know, do streaming right now is like something I'm genuinely enjoying again. Like,
it does seem like it. It seems like you're having a good time.
I'm actually laughing, and that's all that. Like, that's like for a while, dude. I was just not having fun. You know what I mean? I've been having like since like 2 months ago, I've been having like epiphanies like every 2 weeks where I'm just like, Jesus Christ, what am I doing? Like, act different, idiot.
In terms of what?
Just like being less negative. Dude, like I've like been thinking more about like how a lot of people, like, not that they choose to be negative, but like a lot of people just say shit that doesn't need to be said about people. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
And I'm very much someone with the attitude that, like, once you say something, it's out there. There's no putting it back in the bottle. Like, it exists. It's always there now.
Yes. I think, well, what I was hoping with this last year is something another thing on my list that I've really been trying to do is appreciate my time alone more. I used to really enjoy that. And then with having to work and having relationships, stuff like that, I kind of lost track of that and felt like I needed to be occupied by others. But this last year really helped me get back in touch with that. And
yeah, man.
I think you need to be able to spend
healthy.
time with yourself to not feel super negative, because there's a lot of people that are very afraid to be alone and they will avoid it at any cost. And I'm not sure what people are actually afraid of. I don't know if people know
their thoughts. They're afraid that they're gonna. It's the same reason people like don't like to go to bed, dude. Like, a lot of people when they're alone with their thoughts don't like what they think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but you gotta face that stuff.
Yeah, that's how you grow.
You have to. Exactly.
Like, being uncomfortable means you're like learning something, or you're giving you're
Yes.
having an experience, and you want to have experiences.
Yeah. You can't just live an avoidant lifestyle. That's how you're gonna really, kind of a bad word to use, but internalize those feelings, and then it'll feel like you need to have some sort of fucking outburst at your friends, your family, or your coworkers, which will have very negative consequences and reinforce the things you think about yourself.
Yeah, man. Honestly, also, like, it's because I'm the kind of person that sent him. We kind of talked about this when we were fucking watching Burn After Reading. Like, you said some of the scenes where John Malkovich was fucking just ripping into people. This is me every Monday of every job I've ever had.
Yes.
Like, I identify with that so much, dude, because, like, and it's like I'll like, and the thing is, like, sometimes I'm like, I know I'm in a bad mood, and like something happens, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna indulge in this.
Yeah.
Like,
why not?
I'm trying to put my foot down on that indulgence, because they're like, dude, everything's so decadent. You know what I mean? Like, everything needs to be the most lavish or extreme version of whatever it is. Like,
yes,
to the point where it's almost like nauseating. I miss sincerity and, like, I don't know, fucking culture. It's in the fucking grave, and we're exhuming it.
I definitely agree with you. It's really difficult spending time with people when you can just read on their faces or their mannerisms that like that thing where, you know, people are shopping for the most socially relevant place to be.
Yeah.
And like when you are with them, it's like you can tell they're upset at your level of social capital.
Oh,
they
dude.
wish they were somewhere more quote-unquote relevant.
Yes,
that's
dude.
something that I have encountered a lot.
People
more
fucking suck.
recently.
Yeah, dude. But like social capital, You go. I'll let you finish.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. It's just funny because this is a lot of people I know in real life, and it's like, well, what you're talking about is digital, and in the digital world, like, I'm not trying to,
In the
suck
digital world,
myself off or anything, but I am doing more than they are.
I
digitally.
do. My threads are doing Iron Man numbers.
Yeah, do you know my karma score on Reddit?
No, but but the thing is, it's like we're also operating in a headspace where or like a space where you're making something, and it's something. If
none
it's
of us
not,
are doing it for social capital.
also that, and then also, I mean, absolutely, like we're making it for ourselves, but like, you make something shitty, nobody's gonna like it. Like those, like you gotta like. I feel like on SoundCloud, sure there is networking and shit, but like, you kind of gotta fight tooth and nail for those like early likes and listens, like.
Yes.
Takes a lot of time to get, like,
Definitely. The other thing, too, is, and this is what people where I live, they really fail at, is they do not genuinely seek out other people whose shit they like. Like, I think a huge part of why, wherever I'm at with this stuff, the reason I got there is I do genuinely interact with and enjoy things other people are doing, not just like, hey, here's my stuff.
I literally listen to everyone in Scum Tape's music like on a daily basis. Like
Yeah.
and then like also like that also includes like also like all the like I love being a part of like what like it's like the most like actual community I've ever been a part of, because like even in like outside of just like the people doing like associated with Scum Tapes or friends with the Scum Tapes people or whatever, like there's like Boys Club, there's fucking Fancy Fish and Mannequin and fucking RoarCon all doing their things. There's like all these little circles that are kind of linking up, and I really appreciate it.
The Boys Club Discord frightens me though.
Never been in there. I'd like to check that out, dude. I want to get a hold of
it's
Hayden,
some
dude.
Super post-ironic.
I mean, have you seen Hayden's
youngsters.
fucking thumbnails on SoundCloud, dude? He goes in.
Yes.
I love that guy's music. I gotta check his page, dude. I fucking hate how
He's
SoundCloud
shout out to Hayden. He's
ridiculously talented.
puts in good work.
Kids.
Yeah, I like
out
that
of control.
crew as well. There's some real cool shit going on these days.
Yeah,
I think
man.
most
You
of it
just
is pretty underappreciated.
You gotta find it. You can. It's fun. It's like capturing lightning in a bottle a little bit. You know what I mean? Just being there for like
would
some
say
shit
so.
to go on. Like that's
Especially with this, just the sheer amount of things people are posting and promoting online. You're very lucky to catch anything like what's happening in our collective worlds.
Dude, I also feel like there's like sort of a group momentum right now that's like pushing toward, or at least even like just talking like Moms, Axel, like Terry, all those people. Like everyone's trying to kind of congeal things into like more. People are trying to sculpt the clay a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like make it into something gorgeous.
And, I think it will be.
I'm very excited about all of it. But let's pivot. That was a fucking wild tangent, dude. We hit so many times. That Favicon started that, dude. That was like
Yeah. I mean, once again, shout outs to Favicon. That was a really great thing to have to work on and look forward to last year. And it's a great time. Met great people, and
dude,
etc.
I've seen my mic clip like fucking 10 times during this recording. I cannot wait to edit this. Yeah, I mean, so who like? Do you want to just like hit some influences real quick, whether they're classic or modern, or people that you like, feel like have contributed to where you're at now? I know that's that's a fucking annoying question. That's like someone walking up to you, be like, "Hey, what's your favorite movie?" I know you've seen 30,000, but what's your favorite one?
Well, I mean, like obviously the older hardcore breakbeat stuff, even if I fail at it, like well, first off, what I'll say is gigantic shout out to Ned Rush. He's a breakcore producer.
Ned Rush is great, very cool. I know that one.
He literally got me started. The first sort of jungle drum and bass thing I ever did was due to one of his tutorials. So if I had to say I owe anything to anyone, it would probably be him for kind of telling me
dude.
how to fucking do anything.
Dude,
so, definitely there's that, but yeah, just old drum bass stuff like Omni Trio. I'm am really into. I can't make anything close to that. I don't know how to get that atmosphere, but I hope to one day do that.
Oh, dude, I would kill a human being to be able to do like DJ Bailey, like intelligent drum and bass, or like fucking any of the early fucking Bukum stuff. Like I would literally kill. I would kill a man for that skill. It's just so fucking smooth.
Yeah, it's seemingly impossible.
I don't know if it's like if it's a quality of samples or like it's got to be rack samplers, man. I want a rack so bad.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a pain, but it's fun.
I feel like they get
old
great.
gear is great, but it's fucking old.
I think it probably gets some pretty great sounds though. I don't know. Just like it seems like they have like a certain quality to them.
Yeah, I do love my rack.
You got a great rack.
Basically every. Thank you. I have basically everything off my gas checklist, so that's cool. Don't really need to put in any more money with this hobby, so
yeah, your setup is fucking out there,
nice
man. It's
place to
really
be.
fucking nice. I think I'm trying to expand into. I feel like I'm at the point also like I need to expand into synths. Like I'm trying to get a deep mind right now. Trying to source the
that would be cool.
The 12. Yeah, well, it does 12 voices of polyphony, but it also, if you can set all the waveforms to mono. Essentially, you can just make them all match, and then you have a mono synth. So you can do like fucking
I see.
jerk yourself off like your Herbie Hancock or whatever with the fucking the bass.
That is why he chose that name.
But the truth is, like, I mean, that man fucking can play a goddamn like mono fucking what is that, a Moog? That was on a Moog, right? Something like that. Something along those lines.
I believe so.
Fucking
Sounds like it.
dude, I know a guy. You know what's like one of the most frustrating things in the world, and I'm just gonna fucking put someone on blast right now, mostly because I don't like him anymore. But I knew this guy used to fucking buy like equipment like every, I don't know, like 2 months, and just fucking like crazy shit, like Moog grandmothers, like fucking $4,000 or $5,000 synths, dude, and just make shit music and then return them.
Yep.
Fucking, it's like, and it's like, okay, cool, you got to use that thing, but it's like, did you learn anything? Like,
No, of course not. It's the equivalent of the businessman with a lease on a fast car.
true, dude. At least that's like, I'm glad I got the 404, man. It's like, it's nice to, because I'm still like, I fell out of it for a while, but I'm starting to get back into it, and it's nice to have something that like, you know, there's an upward ceiling on. Like, you know, like, you can tell if you're like, yeah, I'm using a lot of this, but I can use more. Like, I like to have that feeling that there's something to kind of chase, like, with, like, what can I do with this thing? Like, what kind of, for me, destruction on this, I guess, like, can I perform? Because there's so many fucking combinations of things you can do to get fucking some really wild sounds, honestly. Like, you really can't do 404 sound without a 404.
No, I 100% agree with that.
I wish I bought one of these things, like, fucking 8 years ago, dude. So I'm fucking. The thing is, like, so many times I was trying to get one, and I was right. It felt so good to buy something and be like, yes, this was the thing I wanted.
Yeah, you just gotta be careful with that feeling.
True. I mean, I don't buy a lot of shit. The only big
neither.
purchase I've made in like 3 years is a gun.
That's a great purchase.
Hey, dude. Dude, honestly, I shot it the other day for the first time. It was butter. It was fucking. Oh, dude, I didn't know. Like, I was blown away by my shooting. It was that accurate. The gun is just so nice. It's like driving. Like I don't have a lease on this sports car. I own it.
You are the big dick in the room.
No, but I know I got to go to a new range. Met some really cool people. Fucking the range master was fucking really chill. I was talking to him for a while. He's like,
great.
He's working into starting a business processing all the excess hemp and marijuana into food pellets for cows. So we can avoid microplastics in our food, which I think is based.
Hell yeah.
He also talked to me about Northern Blood, and we talked about the LA shootout. So they were I think they may have been crypto based.
It sure sounds like it.
Yeah, I was Miami Vice maxing that day. So I was giving off that vibe, I feel like. Fucking, I love, dude. That's my new life choices. I was talking to moms about this. I'm gonna be Miami Vice Maxing from now on. I'm gonna get some nice white slacks, some fucking tennis shoes, blue shirt,
Perfect.
white jacket. I already got the mustache. So I'm ready.
Breezy.
I've had women tell me
easygoing lifestyle.
I'm a fat Tom Sawyer. Nah, I used to be fat, not anymore, but fucking. I'm gonna edit that fucking walk back on that joke out for fucking you get to hear the real conversation. Fucking yeah, man. Let's hop into talking about the movie.
Sure.
So we're talking about Burn After Reading. We're just gonna focus back in here, I guess. Coen Brothers movie, 2008, starring Brad Pitt, John Malkovich, George Clooney, and who plays Linda Litsky?
Frances McDermott, I believe, is her name.
Okay. Was she what else? Was she in Carnage?
No, she was in Fargo, I think was her first thing that everyone kind of knew her from. But I don't know if you've ever seen 3 Billboards in Ebbing, Missouri.
No, I've heard it's good, though.
It is a fantastic film, and she's the lead in that, and she's very good. She's one of my favorite actresses after the couple of things I've seen. She's just very good at being a believable human character.
I appreciate that in an actor or actress in the modern era, dude, because so much, like, I'm so tired of tongue-in-cheek everything.
Escapist nonsense. I mean, I think at this point you probably have pegged my movie taste, which is just a lot of... It's escapist in a sense, but in a very mundane, real way. Just absurdity that exists.
Do you mean like
there
you
already.
are you talking about the serious movies you watch, or like the other
like
movies?
This,
the other
we
movies we watch.
Carnage. And,
Okay.
Like Survive Style 5+ is another movie I really love.
I've heard good
watched
things about
with moms.
I think Moms was telling me
it's
about it.
also mundane, but bonkers at the same time.
I mean,
I
dude,
kind of appreciate that because real life is like that.
Yeah, it oscillates from banal to intense. Sometimes it's the fucking drop of a dime.
Yeah, and there's always just insane shit happening in real life at any moment.
Yeah, Carnage was a treat though. The acting in that is fucking John C. Reilly.
It's
fucking
such a slow
killed it.
start, but once you're in the middle of it,
It sucked
you
me in, dude.
didn't realize you got there, and you're like, oh god.
Fucking Roman Polanski, you're a fucking monster, but goddamn,
Yes.
you can direct movies.
I like that.
Yeah,
Just
so,
a small, strong cast kind of doing nothing.
absolutely. That's kind of what this feels like. You got 4 or 5 main characters that you're really focusing on, and that's it.
They're all kind of intertwined in their nothingness, but it's very dire somehow.
So, where do you want to start with this? Do you want to start on themes, what we think about the movie? Let's do a little summary, actually. That's probably the best place to start.
Sure.
You want to popcorn this?
Well, so... Geez, how to start? Basically, you have... I think he's like a CIA analyst, yes?
Yeah, John Malkovich is an analyst.
Basically,
Analyst.
who has a very down-to-earth problem, which is alcoholism, and basically resigns from his job.
Well, he also sort of... He resigns from his job, but he also takes it as an assault. It's very...
Yes,
it's in a very...
crucifixion, to quote.
This is a crucifixion!
I love that line. That's at the very outset of the movie. You can kind of tell what it's going to be like when he's like, what's his face? He's like, you're a Mormon. Compared to you, we all have a drinking problem. Yeah, so basically takes people concerned with his drinking as an affront to his character and quits his very cushy upper class job. And you have George Clooney, who is basically a U.S. Marshal.
Well, he's a retired marshal working for the Treasury Department now.
Right, correct. Yes.
And he's neurotic as fuck.
Yes. That's one of the first notes I had on this rewatching. Is like, this movie's basically a masterclass in turning neuroticism into humor, when in reality it's just aggravating.
Yeah. Also, I think this is a study in stupidity.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, everybody is dumb in the movie. Literally every character has no idea what the fuck is happening. Like,
Yes.
even the people that are supposed to know what's happening, they're all idiots. And that kind of is like, that
Yes.
kind of is real life.
I would agree. I don't think anyone knows what they're doing. Everyone's just lying about it to
Dude.
make you feel insecure that
Isn't it-
you don't know what you're doing.
Isn't it fucking bizarre when you realize that everybody is just lying all the time? Like,
Yeah, they're just winging it.
dude, the weight of the world lifted when I realized that fact. That people just lie constantly. Like, about almost everything, even if, and a lot of the times in, like, not even, like, ill intent ways. Like, they just lie about something that's fucking mundane and stupid.
Yeah, it's baffling.
Yeah, man. That's because, there's no Russia to fight anymore. So, yeah, he quits. He tells his wife he's going to write a memoir.
Yes.
I think she says, "Who the fuck would read? Who would read that?" or something.
Yes.
Just such a put down, dude.
She's horrible, which is exactly the type of wife you would have if you are ever quote unquote successful. So do not be successful.
You have a horrible wife if you're successful.
Yes,
It's probably true,
I do believe that. Even the billionaires are getting
dude. Fucking
raked over hot
Bezos.
coals by their by their wives.
Oh fuck,
You
man.
don't get much more successful than that in terms of societal expectations.
True.
And then, so John Malkovich's wife is banging George Clooney
On his boat.
on his father's boat.
Oh, it's the father's boat.
I believe it is.
What
the
a
dad's
bitch.
boat, yes, it's like inherited.
She is such a bitch, dude. Jesus.
She's awful. And she wants to split up with him now that he is no longer in a high salary job. So she's forcing him to break up with his wife so they can be together. So Tilda Swinton, as she starts the divorce proceedings, the receptionist at the law firm that she hired takes John Malkovich's like financial situations, income, and all that shit, burns it onto a CDR, which she then loses at a gym where Brad Pitt and Frances McDermott work.
Oh wait, who's Ted? Who plays Ted?
I forget his name. I know he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I've
but
seen that guy around a lot.
especially in this movie, he's literally just blank slate, forgettable man.
Yeah,
So I always
he's just
forget his name.
walked on. He's like, dude, walked on nothing character, and he's like,
Yes.
and this is something you pointed out in the movie. Actually, that we'll wait till we get to that point in the plot. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead here.
Sure, no worries. So Tilda Swinton, you're introduced to her. She's in a plastic surgery office trying to get elective surgery to appear younger because she really wants to find a man.
And everybody's a loser to her as well.
Yes, she
Also a bitch.
she wants into the life of the miserable people we were just talking about, essentially.
No, it's an
She's
interesting
sick
way
of
to put that. I
Her
didn't think
regular,
about that.
humble life surrounded by people that care about her. She hates that. She really wants to be in the upper echelons where everybody is
Also
cheating
miserable.
on each other and being horrible.
Don't you?
Yeah, I mean, can start right now. Say some nasty things about each other. Maybe our net worth will go up a bit.
Yeah, we'll be rich in no time. Yeah. So, anyways, there's some dating with Linda. Linda dates George Clooney. Linda then goes and tries to sell the CD to the Russian embassy.
Well, we got to backtrack a little bit.
Oh,
They
shit.
find the CD at the gym, and they see all the random numbers and CIA stuff on there, and they assume it's a disc of intelligence.
Dude, Brad Pitt in that scene's so good, dude.
Yes, it's
the
amazing.
numbers, man.
This is that shit.
That shit.
So they find John Malkovich's contact info on the disc, and they try to contact him to get him his sensitive shit back. Their words. He assumes it is a bad faith actor trying to blackmail him into money, which they are because Linda, Frances McDermott, thinks they can get money to pay for her surgeries. by getting this disc back in his hands. So yeah, from there, she ends up dating George Clooney because he's freaked out at the incoming commitment. He's a bit of a horn dog, so he's just sleeping with anyone he can using online dating stuff. He ends up hanging out with Linda.
Super quick aside. This
Yeah.
was a very, like, of the time take on online dating as well. It's so funny to watch, like,
absolutely. We've gotten so much worse.
2008, like, talks about, like, how they were, like, showing, like, how sleaze it is, just people, like, meeting up and having sex. And it's like,
Yes.
damn, you did not see Tinder on the horizon at all. No one was
Now it's a
culturally
good thing.
No one was culturally prepared for that, dude.
It's now empowering to
Oh, yeah,
detach sex.
Yeah, dude, have no important
People
connections
you
with
do not
anybody.
care about.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, like, feel nothing, and at the same time, chase feelings at all times.
Yes, it's a good cycle. It'll get you very far.
Sigma male grind set. Now we're into the Russian headquarters, right? After the little blackmailing scene.
Yeah, they meet up with John Malkovich. He basically informs them that they are breaking many federal laws and will be in jail. And then
Punches Brad
the
Pitt.
meetup fails, punches Brad Pitt in a very, very good scene.
Oh my, dude, that's I love that. My bike, that's a kryptonite lock. You open that with a toothpick.
Just John Malkovich losing his shit. I could just watch a whole movie. With that.
He is just a fucking treat to watch act, man. He's so talented.
Yeah, so then they do take it to the Russian embassy to try and get money from it, even though the person who owns the sensitive information does not care. So that obviously fails, and then she promises the Russian embassy that what she's giving them is just a taste of what they can get totally for them if they play ball. So she convinces Brad Pitt to go into John Malkovich's house to get more data off of his computer. And at this point, George Clooney and Tilda Swinton are living together. John Malkovich has been kicked out of his house with the locks changed, and he is now living on his father's boat, drinking heavily.
And working out and saying, I'm back, I'm better.
Than all the rest.
Well, drinking
Fuck
a
you,
fucking-
I'm back, I'm better.
drinking a rum and coke while he's doing it.
Oh, God. So what happens is Brad Pitt is in the
Running.
middle of a home invasion as George Clooney gets home from a run. So he hides in the closet. Are we doing a full thing here? Spoilers?
Yeah, we doing
in?
spoilers? Fucking ooh! I didn't even think about that because the last movie I watched with moms was like fucking art house. So spoilers didn't really exist.
So
You know what I
it's
mean?
very hard to watch because
Yeah, we'll do
I kind of had to mute myself when we were watching it because I'm just already reacting to it before it happens.
Yeah,
It's too good.
Fucking oh my god. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just put a watermark up on the. I'll put a watermark
Sure,
up.
let's
or
call
comment.
this a spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Why not?
Hey, that's respect for the listener right there.
Up until now, not much of consequences happened. Just people
Existing.
fucking and sucking and being idiots.
A general fucking sucker word, if you will.
Yes. So George Clooney basically throughout the movie brags about how he's never used his service pistol in his 20 years of working, something like that. But he's always talking about how, if there ever was a threat, it's all reflex, the training kicks in. Brad Pitt
says
ends
that,
up
like,
running
He
to
says
the
that.
upper floor of the house to hide, and ends up in the bedroom in the closet as George Clooney comes in to have a shower. There's a great scene where he keeps trying to kind of leave the closet but can't do it because George Clooney's now in the room. And then George Clooney ends up opening the closet, presumably to grab a shirt, and Brad Pitt's character's reaction is to come out of the closet with a big smile.
A big, dude, a huge smile. It's like a hey, how you doing kind of smile.
It's so good. I love it. It's the best. And
That was
George
shocking
Clooney.
the first time I saw it. Like
I was not expecting. The movie is so slow and like weirdly ominous in places. Like
Honestly,
when he's building the Sibian.
the
I'm gonna say that because I don't know if everybody knows what a Sibian is. We can go back.
is that
to
oh
later.
no, that's the fucking stern fucking saddle vibrator, right?
Yes.
Dude, crazy first off, fuck Howard Stern, but crazy he got that on the
Yes.
radio.
Also, yes.
Dude, now somebody's gonna come and fucking kill me in my sleep because I said fuck Howard Stern. Somebody from Sirius is
Probably.
gonna come into my home.
Someone who drinks a lot of Mountain Dew. So yeah, George Clooney freaks out, shoots Brad Pitt's character square in the forehead. And that's that. So he freaks out, dumps the body. We get a little update at the CIA. They are keeping tabs on everyone, which I think was also apt because I forget when was like the Snowden thing.
This was all kind of this was in the Patriot Act developing, and Obama like at that time was doing even more to expand the Patriot Act and surveillance on American citizens. So it's definitely relevant to 2008, I would say, and it was probably in production before that too. So 2 years? So 2000, probably they were conceptualizing this early 2000s, 2004, 2005. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So all that was kind of transpiring. Like 9/11 led to so many fucking oversteps by the government into privacy, man.
I do feel like that is also kind of what this movie's about. Like, towards the end, George Clooney even says, like, oh, like, with cell phones, we don't know where everyone is all the time. Like, don't worry, it'll be easy. But even just with the CIA, like, I feel like it's kind of a commentary on, like, what it must be like to sift through all this fucking useless data that they
You just get
have
so much. It's just
by
shit.
spying 24/7. Like, they just have all this mundane shit that some fucking intern has to sort through.
That's every one of our conversations in the group chat.
Yes, absolutely.
Somebody's
Enjoy it.
Yeah,
You're earning your hourly wage.
that's good content. At least we're posting good content.
That's true. So yeah, he gets rid of the body. We see a little update at the CIA. They are keeping tabs on everyone, even though none of these people did anything. So clearly, it's the movie stating that they are just keeping tabs on people. And then
we cut to him back at the house where he committed said murder. I believe
Yes.
chopping carrots.
popping about 8.5 carrots.
They're not, and we're not talking regular variety. We're talking jumbo carrots. These are some big boys.
It's so great. It's like a hysterical housewife scene from something in like the 60s. It's
Just chopping
so good.
food and chopping onions, chopping 50 onions, dude.
Yeah.
Her son
It's
just
like
got
literally
killed.
what something Marge Simpson would do in an episode. Just neurotically chopping vegetables.
Their kid fell into a fucking thresher.
Yes.
They're gonna go chop onions.
So that's a great little.
Yeah, and
like
I
that
think
one a lot, too.
he says something. He like gets into a fight with his now partner, John Malkovich's ex-wife.
Yeah, she says, "Don't you think that's enough carrots?" And he snaps.
You're just such a negative person. Yeah, it's like talk. It's like that. I've known people who have mental illnesses in my life that have reacted like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
you do something completely banal, and it's like you're the worst. Why are you bringing me down?
Yes.
He goes outside
so-
to get in his car.
Yes.
He storms out, and he sees someone behind him. Watching
Should be
him.
noted, he's noticed black vehicles following him the whole. Like he's being.
Yeah, we should have brushed on
gang-stalked.
that with his neuroticism. He is being literally gang stalked in the movie.
It's very subtle up until this point.
But he sees a guy behind him, and he fucking freaks out, and the guy hits both cars, gets like real nervous, or not nervous, fucking is freaking out, and then he slams his car into him, he grabs him, asking him who he's working for, what governmental agency, and what's the name of the company?
Tuckman Marsh.
Yeah, I work for Tuckman Marsh. No, he's a fucking divorce lawyer, and George Clooney's wife is divorcing him and also cheating on him with someone.
Yes. That's why she was
just-
going. The reason she's absent and the reason he's sleeping around is because she's doing a children's book tour.
Holy
And
shit.
There's a throwaway line that gives you a hint. Because she always goes to Seattle every book tour.
Oh my
He's like,
god.
why do they keep sending you there? And she's like, well, they seem to eat it up there. But she's going there because that's where her man's is.
Jeez, I didn't, dude. Sharp eye, sharp ears.
Yeah.
We also forgot to mention one of the best scenes because we brushed by the Sibian,
Yes. Yes.
where George Clooney is also exposed as a complete and total sociopath. He lies to Linda Litsky and claims that him and his wife have been separated for 18 months. And when he
Yes.
brings her to the house for the first time, he fucking like puts out all these moving boxes and like bubble wrap. And they walk in.
It's fucking insane. People do shit like that, though.
That's the fucked up. You know that that
People
probably has.
operate like that in this planet, in this world. People at the grocery store that you see probably do shit like that.
Jeez, dude, the deception. Deception is, dude. Fuck. It makes me so mad that there's so many. You're right. There's just so much. We were fucking talking about it. Everybody lies. So much deception on just a constant basis.
Well, what that reminds me of directly, I think you watch like Sunny, right?
Yeah. Well, it's been a while since I've seen Sunny, but if it's a big episode, I probably.
Do you remember the episode where they're doing online dating meetups at the bar?
I think so. Yeah.
And Dennis is like, see, look, this is what I do.
Oh.
And Dennis is like clearly a sociopath, and he brings like a dog collar. He's like, what I'll do is when they're getting ready to leave, we'll see them out, and then I'll pretend that my dog is missing, and then I'll make them help me look for my dog all night. And then we'll give up, and naturally we'll go back to my apartment, and then they'll feel they need to console me, and then we'll bang. It's like,
Fucking
it's that exact level of like
being a total
sociopathic tendency,
piece of shit. Oh my god.
like playing the sympathy card.
Dude, that's a great character too. Love that show. Fucking.
Yes. But yeah.
The rush. Oh, Chad's dead. Linda is, freaking out. Obviously.
Yes.
Linda goes back to the Russian embassy. Like she thinks Chad has been kidnapped.
Yes.
They're like, oh, he's not here. And then they're like, oh, also that CD you gave us is shit.
There's nothing on it.
It's useless. And she has like, I hate this term, Karen.
Yes.
But she has a couple of lines that are very much on that wave of I need to speak to your manager. I think she literally says that.
Yeah, she says that at the insurance company, the HMO, over the phone.
She has that going for her. She's very much just like a bit of a bee.
At this point, when she's leaving after that, I did have a note for that. There's that shot that you said you really liked of her walking away from the building. It's very zoomed out.
Yes. I love wide angle fucking pulled back scene, like shots like that.
I really like that shot as well because it's like this massive embassy building and it's so far away. She looks like she's an inch tall, and it kind of just reinforces at this point of like this grand scheme that's affected so many people's lives is actually so small in comparison to like the people that are actually doing schemes like what they thought they were doing. The people that actually are involved in stuff like that is so much larger than these little people
world governments
muttering about in their lives. And that shot just shows that through cinematography. I think it's a really well placed half-second shot.
Dude, it's crazy, man. That's like sometimes you can a little thing like that can speak a lot. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of a camera, dude. You can say a lot with the lens.
And it's just funny in a movie like this too, because they don't do a lot of shots like that. There's a lot of misleading ones, like with the Sibian we're talking about. George Clooney is just, I believe his character's name's Harry. Harry is going to like department stores and buying tubing and 2x4s. And you're like shown these shots as he's being stalked by black vehicles, and like half the shots are in Dutch angles with like weird music. They're like alluding to something super ominous, but no, he's just making a sex chair.
He's building a fuck chair.
So like there's times where they're using those cinematography techniques, but it's just to fuck with you.
This is when people say subverting your expectations. That's what that's supposed to mean.
Yes.
Not fucking submarining a franchise.
Yes.
The part I wanted to bring up, she's crying at Hard Bodies. Ted consoles her for this, I think. No, around that time.
Yeah, but before her first date,
I just love when he pulls out the picture of him as like a Russian Orthodox priest for 14 years, and it's just never fucking talked about again. Like, there's a whole actual interesting backstory there.
Right, yeah, we kind of forgot about that part. Yeah.
Well, that's such a little tiny kind of about it. There's something interesting there. Otherwise, it's just, a piece in the movie.
Yeah.
But I really like that, though. Cause just like it again kind of alludes to there's like so many more, like these people are so self-absorbed.
Yeah.
That like they don't
Their
realize that
worlds
like
are so important, but the people around them are actually more interesting.
Yeah, and have like
and don't talk about it endlessly.
Experiences. yeah. Jeez. She convinces Ted to go back to Osborne Cox's house to get more evidence, and he drinks, and I think it's implied that it's his first drink in a long time.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of storytelling there. Cut back to... This is the I'm Linda Litsky scene, isn't it? Next, I think.
Yes. She meets with Harry in the park.
Yeah, and Harry goes fucking apeshit after she explains that her friend Chad is missing and that he has to help her find him.
Yes.
And she tells him that he was at Osborne Cox's house. Freaks out and starts asking her who she works for, who she is. And her response is just, I'm Linda Litsky.
I love that line so much.
It's fucking
As
great.
I think I said when we were watching it.
You literally did.
All the time.
Yeah, and then he fucking runs off to disappear from the movie.
Yes, he's now gone.
Cut to Osborne on the phone saying, tell her I've got the new keys, and leaving his boat with a hatchet. He goes down to his house, fucking bashes his way in, finds Ted in the basement, and
first thing he grabs.
He grabs all the...
First thing he empties the liquor cabinet.
Oh my dude,
First move.
There's probably some expensive liquor in there, man.
Oh, for sure.
It's probably fucking $400 bottles. Also gets a gun after he hears a noise in the basement, goes down and finds Ted, who he...
One other thing I want to bring up here, though.
Oh, go.
Because we see Ted was at the bar. He has a drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes. Osborne has also been drinking. So this confrontation is two otherwise very reasonable and rational men under the influence of alcohol. And that's why they're both there at that moment.
Drink responsibly. I hadn't considered that, though. They're on their existing sort of impressions of each other.
Yeah, they're kind of parallel in a lot of ways.
Interesting. Yeah, but Ted fucking dies after that.
After a very good John Malkovich rant about
Well,
a league of morons.
I think, but this is something that it kind of exposes. I think John Malkovich is just as much of an idiot as everyone else, though. As much as he has this sort of very fun, vindictive attitude, he is the kind of person that I know from, like being in the New England area, people that go to Harvard and Yale or fucking Princeton, just all those Ivy League schools.
I think he literally did go to Princeton.
Yes, I know literal morons. Just genuinely, mouth-breathing, unintelligent people who went to these schools and are now successful. You know what I mean? But they're like, but I went to Princeton, I went to Yale, I went to Harvard College, Yale.
Good.
Fucking, it's just, he kind of has that, Dunning-Kruger aspect to him, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he perceives himself as smart, but he's just as dumb as everybody else.
Yeah, well, despite his intelligence, he can't seem to foresee any of the shit dumb people are doing to him.
True.
Like him getting divorced is a blindside to him. Him getting relocated at his job is a blindside to him.
Dude, the divorce scene was fucking amazing. Hey, I don't want to sound like a paranoid old spook, but are those guys watching you?
It's amazing.
How can I help you? Served and witnessed, asshole. Oh fuck. But yeah, shoots Ted, chases him in the street, hacks him to death with a hatchet.
Yep, in broad daylight.
Funny thing is, I have a buddy. He was living up in Vermont, dude, and he saw a very similar thing happen in the street, but it was a big old butcher knife
Oh God.
right below his apartment, dude. He lived in the the heroin section of town. It was a nice apartment, but like, he's a college, just out of college guy, so like, fucking, you gotta slum it a little bit.
Yeah.
And Burlington's pretty fucking small, but there was just a fucking open, broad daylight butcher knife murder.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, there's a really good burger. I'm just gonna fucking completely tangent here. There's this place called the Shopping Bag there, dude. It's a burger spot. It is in the north end, like where the most heroin is. And when I say Vermont heroin problem, like, it is so bad. There's so many people, like, there's like homeless camps with like 40, 50, 60 people that just like dope heads. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I know.
In the woods, like. But it's like only a city of like 10,000 people or like 30,000 people. It's not that big. It's not that big. It's crazy. And but there's this the best burgers. The best burgers in the fucking entire state, dude. In this shithole fucking convenience store. I used to see people with like baby carriages walking out with like 1240s in the baby carriage.
Perfect.
Like, but they would get fucking fresh beef and grind it in the that day in the store.
Oh,
dude.
damn.
Fucking unreal. So Good has been on the Food Network, but it's like, they only sell malt liquor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of.
They know their clientele type of place.
I think once I made a sidewalk slammer when I was there.
I don't know what that is.
It's when you buy a 4 Loko and a 40, and you drink it down to the label. You pour the 4 Loko in, and you have
All
one.
right.
You have one, and then you
It's like
you
a
slam
turbo brass monkey.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, you have one, and then you slam into the sidewalk. That's why it's called the sidewalk slammer. But yeah, man, Burlington's a shithole. But this is kind of a great. I think let's jump back into the movie. Just a great kind of final note for the movie to kind of wrap up on was the CIA comes back to them.
That's exactly where it cuts afterwards, does it not?
Yeah, it's literally, it cuts straight
He's
to the CIA.
hatcheting Ted, and then it cuts to like the West Wing.
Yeah, it's the same guy who fired him and the other guy who was sitting in the room, and
J.K. Simmons.
He's told that Osborne was shot by the officer that was investigating them. We find out that literally every character has been getting gang stalked the whole movie. Gang stalking is real. I used to think it was a funny meme, but the government will follow people around. And then fucking Harry leaves for Venezuela.
He gets detained.
They just let him go.
Yeah.
They do that with a couple problems.
No extradition with Venezuela. Just let him go.
Like Chad's body, dude. Like they're like, should we report it? Nah.
So another great part in that scene is Osborne Cox is not dead. He's in a coma, and J.K. Simmons like rolls his eyes as hard as possible because he just wants this whole thing to be done more than anything.
It's so good. Dude, I love like right after he's like, what do we learn here? I don't fucking know.
I guess we learned not to do it again.
I don't know what the fuck.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what the fuck we did.
It is we did though. And that's it.
And that's the whole
end of the movie.
Oh, they also agree to Linda Litsky gets her surgery.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she does.
To keep her mouth shut, she gets all of it.
Quote unquote says she will play ball.
She's the worst. She's maybe the worst, like the most despicable in the movie, because that means she found out that both Ted and Chad were dead.
Yes.
And still went, okay, can I have my plastic surgery, please?
Yes.
I've been thinking about that a lot. That kind of disgusted me.
It's horrible. Everyone in this movie is not everyone.
Well, the Coen brothers do excel in making miserable movies that are very entertaining to watch.
This is true.
Like, I don't think anybody thinks that watching No Country for Old Men is a fun time. Well, it's fun, but like it's not like you don't leave with a smile on your face.
No.
Same with Fargo.
Like, oh wait,
they have one movie.
They
have one movie.
There.
They have one movie.
Yes, for sure.
Sucker Proxy.
It's like, what flavor
No.
of
I'm
that
saying
movie do you want?
Hudsucker Proxy is their only positive movie.
Oh, I see.
That movie, I don't know if you've seen it, but it is like
I have not.
uncharacteristically positive for a Coen Brothers movie. That movie has some awesome cinematography. Sort of like I don't know if you've seen Brazil. Really crazy office spaces that are like almost like chasmic. You know what I mean? They're just like they fucking extend forever. Like the VP's office or the president's office is like the guy has to walk like 300 feet to get across the room to drop a single letter on his desk.
Yeah.
It's just I love the Coen Brothers, man. I gotta watch Hail Caesar. That's the only one I haven't seen.
I haven't seen that one yet either.
What do they got? What did you think about? Did you watch? We're winding down now, so we're just like let's cut back. Final takeaways from the movie.
I got a couple takes here that you can go over as well.
Yeah, hit me.
So it's one of the things I wrote down is that the score in this movie is downright trope all the way through.
Okay.
Much like the subverting of expectations with the cinematography, it uses very stereotypical, like emotionally leading score to
Yes.
kind of fuck with your head. Because like there'll be like someone making coffee or something and it has like a super epic like
something is about
life
to
is
happen.
grand type of score. And
Or-
it's just kind of messing with you the whole time. Like the movie is about the utterly banal, as we've said, but it has this like very grandiose score.
Another interesting kind of not score moment with that same theme of subverting the viewers through use of the camera or sound. When George Clooney's wife is standing on the stairs in that Dutch angle,
That shot's amazing.
it gives you this feeling that like something sinister, like she looks like sinister or like villainous, like peering down, sort of, or like
it's not
overwhelming.
only Dutch angle; it's a very claustrophobic shot.
I think it's got a little bit of focal length, kind of pushing her.
I think so. As well.
Either out. It might be. I think probably making her a little wider.
Mhm.
Dude, people don't even know what lenses do. It blows my mind, dude. Like you can make a fat person skinny with a film lens. Fucking
Yes.
so easy. It's crazy. You can make it. It's
I mean, that's how Amy Schumer. Thank you.
I'm here all week. All right, yeah. Anything? I've kind of touched on mine. You know, themes of stupidity, the fucking
For sure.
neuroticism.
I got a couple more. Harry's character, something I noticed this watch through, is he's kind of an ironic character in a way because he can and does commit to lots of things except for women.
Yeah, he's like
He's
completely
very,
committed
like,
to his job. Like
In his
he's
job,
proud
his
of it.
running schedule, he was very dead set on never using his gun. There's lots of things that he is very consistent with and very committed to, except for women, which he's afraid of commitment with that, but not with anything else, seemingly. Which I thought was an interesting little aspect to his character. Which almost begs the question, like, was he actually paranoid about the things happening to him, or was he just running from women again?
I like that ambiguousness. I don't know. This is also there's like this movie is also like one big temper tantrum
Yes.
from like
for
every
sure.
character, just like I don't have what I want, except for Brad.
Yep.
Except for Brad. Brad is just a
he's
useful
the
idiot.
most- yeah.
Such a nice guy, and he just
Yes.
fucking gets yeeted. His berry blast. At least he got to enjoy a berry blast before he got shot in the face.
It is true.
I hope it was good.
I also wrote this movie is kind of essentially about the butterfly effect, like just one very small act causing
Compounding.
a cascade type of thing, which is always fun if it's written well. If it's not written well, then it's horrible to suffer through.
This movie is essentially someone had been setting up dominoes. Like they had this crazy intertwined set of dominoes, and a complete and
Yes.
total stranger walked into the room and pushed one over.
Basically, yeah, it's so like it's literally the receptionist at the law firm. That's it.
Yeah, she fucking left.
She forgot the
I'll
disc
have
in
to
the
print
locker room.
another one. Fucking.
But it's kind of crazy because life is
like that.
like that.
Yeah, life is chaos. Everything is chaos.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a lot of what the movies I enjoy are. Is just chaotic shit happening for no reason other than that's just the way the universe works, baby.
That is the way it is, baby.
And then one last thing that I noticed, it's pretty obvious, but could be useful to point out. It's a bunch of seemingly important men being completely pushed around by determinate women. That is this movie. Men in suits and towers, just doing what they're told by women that don't do anything.
Yeah, dude, don't do that. You'll be miserable. I've been there. Don't do it.
I have also been there.
Yeah, it's easy when you're young, when you're young and you're inexperienced, and even like
Yeah, you. Think
I feel like I
your
let it happen a
job
little
is to
bit recently.
provide and please people.
Yeah, but
Which it's not.
it's not at all. Be focusing. Don't. I'm not saying 100% focus on like yourself, but that should be like your main thing that you're trying to hone and improve.
Yeah, well, don't live for other people.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Damn, too real. No, man, this has been really fun, though. I enjoyed this conversation, and it was interesting hearing about the whole fucking preamble with all the stuff you've been doing and making. I'm gonna try and wrap things up here. We're at like an hour 20, pretty good length.
Yeah, all good. I enjoyed watching this again, especially with the boys.
Yeah, dude, I love watching movies with those guys. I'm excited now that we're gonna be off the wheel for a minute.
We will be, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, I'm excited to get. Believe me, I love the wheel. I'll never not love it, but like,
The last time necessitates a break.
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry I went to bed. I like literally was
Oh,
guilty.
it's all
I felt guilty when I went to bed, dude, because like there was only 30 minutes left in that fucking piece of shit movie, and I was like,
There's
damn, I
no
really-
obligations except for the ones we set on ourselves, and I am setting obligations on myself.
yeah, man. I just.
I am fine to be tortured by that thing. It's my fault.
Well, you're on the West Coast. It was
Yes,
like
that too.
it was like 12:30 for me, and I'm fucking watching Godfrey Ho, fucking eyes red from staring at my computer screen in a dark room.
Pulling your hair out.
Fucking. But yeah, no. We'll be. I'm gonna
Yes,
be
we
back
will
next
watch
week.
some good stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be back next week with another episode of this. Skib, I would love to have you on again. I'm thinking about maybe doing one where we have kind of just like the whole gang kind of thing,
Yeah,
or at least 4 or 5 of us. That's gonna need audio splitting though. I also
For sure.
realized like halfway into recording this how much better splitting audio is,
Yeah.
because if someone talks over someone, you can just make that delete.
Yep.
I'm an idiot. Hey.
All good. When we do another one, I'll sort out.
Oh, win. No, that's not an if. That's a
Audacity.
win. That's a lock.
That's why I corrected myself.
Stone cold lock of the
Um,
year of the century. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. The first 2 of these, like, I don't even know if anybody's gonna listen to this shit, but I'm having fun doing it, and it gives me
Yeah.
something that I can kind of it's just like it's a fun project, dude. I want to
It's
do.
another project.
I'm trying to do more things.
Mhm.
Trying to, like, you talked about that Renaissance man thing. I'm trying to expand into
It's
other
never
avenues.
a bad thing to work on multiple things. It elevates you as a person. I think that's something we all agree on.
I'm like also genuinely interested in like sitting down with everybody one-on-one and getting just like the raw scoop. You know what I mean? I think it's I think it's fun for the homies. Like you get someone to sit down and you like. It's like we talked about not liking to talk about ourselves, but like when you kind of get it pulled, like you can kind of facilitate it a little bit, make it a more comfortable feeling to kind of get into that.
Well,
shit.
the thing, I don't like talking about myself into the aether.
Yeah, fair.
You know, yelling into the void about I am important and pay attention. I don't like doing that.
Look at me.
But,
Look at me.
you know, we're asking each other questions and getting to know each other. It's
Yeah,
something
man.
entirely different.
I mean, not that like I feel like everyone's got a pretty good rapport in like the group chat already. So it is like it was like when in the episode with moms. I think I literally was like, all right, I'm gonna act like I got a fucking hit in the head with a big rock, and I don't know you extremely
That's
well.
reminding me of the scene in the movie. It's rapport, you fucking moron.
Fuck, he's so good, dude.
I love
Who the fuck is this? All right, man. I'm gonna call it here though.
for sure.
I'm gonna just do a quick little walkout. I'll be back. We'll be back next week. I'll be back next week. Axel Main, somebody else. 5027 or the Gluminati. We'll see who it is. It's either going to be Leon the Professional if you want to watch it yourself, or Kung Fu Hustle. One of those two. So if you want to, watch along, check those movies out, and we'll be talking about those soon. Have a good one.